This is your Black Ops pension scheme. You allowed them to, like, put murder into our unconsciousness so substantially, and then you played into this disgusting Russian spy woman fetish game with Marina. Her name's Marina Butina. And so you're going to let disgusting old people, old men especially, take pictures of women they don't like and terminate them. This is your, I know what this is. This is a more digitalized version of what you guys did in 2008. This is how those women on the border in Canada got murdered. Who the fuck do you think you are that you're allowed to do this? Who the fuck thought it was okay to make a video game syndicate where bored old men get to pretend like they're murdering women, and then somebody actually hedges on statistics of what kinds and when women actually end up getting murdered? That's exactly what this is. This isn't about me not having enough storage. You refuse to give me an evidence submissions process. You're constantly trying to launder somebody else's dirty digital economy through me. You're constantly torturing me in intentional isolation. You're only representing the most disgusting, grotesque caricatures of the nemesis, and then trying to extort me into agreeing that the only way I'm ever going to be able to get anything in my life is if I agree to assume the identity of my perpetrator. You know what that is? That's laundering. That is taking something criminal and taking somebody that has no criminal record and otherwise has appropriate and actually pretty good capabilities and past history and credit and or work history, and getting them to be the front for whatever transactions are actually being operated by the criminal, rather than securing society and making the economy safe for participation. You're spending way too much money and energy laundering dirty currency, laundering dirty deals for criminals, and in the process, dispossessing good people of the capability of living an ethical and meaningful life. And what you're doing is refusing to give me a means to take care of myself while you're trying to make me sad and depressed. So I panic eat sugar. And I already know that you had over 20 job postings in the last 2 weeks for a new dialysis center in the fucking Houston, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, because you're preparing people to become diabetic so you can harvest more of their biological materials and you can make them too weak to resist you harvesting them to cover up for crime. This is what you did. And then what am I'm supposed to selectively choose which digital profiles I'm going to delete so I have space to create new ones. And in the process, you already let somebody get into my back end and they've hooked that up to a schema of identities for other people. Is that how you murdered those 9 children in Yemen yesterday? Did you expect me to allow a simulation you contrived while I was actually trying to get a job that was completely 100% dangerous for the kind of job it was? It was illegal for that to occur. If I had stayed on site while that happened, I would be culpable for what the potential consequences are. You sabotaged me being able to get a job. And then you tried to punish me by murdering children? It's exactly what you did. Let me ask you, did you verify the location and the origin of the transaction that financed those murdered children in Yemen? Or did somebody else decide, you know what, I'm going to pick up that account right now and I'm going to work it because I need a 9 quota filled? I know what you're doing. This is how you murdered Beau Biden. This is how you murdered John Beverly Butcher. This is how you murdered Pastor Mike. You've tried it on me several times already. The problem is, it doesn't kill me. This is how you've murdered other people. I believe in some way it's the same technology you used to murder Steve Jobs and Mariam Mirzakhani. I believe it's the same technology you used to murder Antonin Scalia and John Lewis recently and Elijah Cummings last year. You want to murder Donald Trump. You want really, really, really bad for Donald Trump to die with a shot like this. I know what the technology is. I even know who gets the bids met, who gets the contracts on developing it. You're not going to succeed in murdering me. But I'm letting you know right now, I know who you are that wanted to murder Donald Trump, and I know why. And it had nothing to do with bringing him to justice for any crimes he may actually have committed. It's because you had deals and you can't cover them yourself. And you want to liquidate him to pay for your dirty laundry. Now, if you don't succeed in murdering Donald Trump in the next 72 hours, who are you going to murder instead? I'm no one. You've let me know. I'm irrelevant. I am just a means to an end. Who do you intend to murder next? How many more little digital profiles do you intend to try to get me to delete to finance your murder? I'm letting you know right now. I know that just got confirmed. That's what they're doing. I told him I don't want him to give me any more food or sugar. He transferred some digital shit he hooked up on my identity. And now it's going to his assassin friends downtown. That's exactly what's happening. I'm hearing you talk about trying to figure out how to cover your ass for doing this right now. Nobody from the police has responded. Nobody from national security has responded. Nobody in any level of enforceable jurisdiction seems to give a fuck. Let me ask you, Don, did you agree to let them try to murder you? And when they said, when they missed, did you get to decide who gets hit instead? Do you get to determine the leverage that you have as the collateral damage when they attempt to assassinate you and they don't succeed? Because that's just as disgusting as what they're doing. This might be my last video for a while. It didn't really seem to make a fucking difference to a goddamn motherfucking person I knew 10 years ago when they did the same thing to me. Nobody gave a shit 10 years ago when they disappeared me and tried to recomport my life to be a presidential account for somebody I was supporting an investigation of, connected to crime that ended up resulting in criminal prosecutions of political opposition.